If you're divorced or not divorced, the consideration of purchasing life insurance. The reason why I'm bringing this up is because I was going through some transitions in my life, my age, and my health and all this other stuff. I was married at the time, and I had multiple life insurances, including term and so on. But I really didn't understand it. I just thought, oh, when I die, the insurance will take care of any outstanding debt, and the kids would receive the rest. That's how I looked at it. Even though I was married, she was going to get a portion of the trust at the time. I was getting older and realizing that my business was limited. My mortality was in question, and I wanted to leave financial benefits to my grandchildren, my children, and I have a foundation. I really wasn't that educated on term insurance, universal insurance, and so on. So what I did was I got involved with the Knights of Columbus. So at the time, though, I said, what's the best way I can support this organization? Oh, Rock, Knights of Columbus Insurance. I bought in because it was all about the Catholic Church. At the end of the day, I emotionally got involved. Like with a woman, I got emotionally involved, and I liked the agent. I applied. I purchased a policy. They sent it to me. I paid the down payment, around $7,000. That's just a quarterly payment. 7,000 times 4 per year. And it was a $400,000 or $500,000 policy. Universal. After I received the paperwork, I thought, no problem. I'll send in the down payment. I think the down payment was $4 or $5,000. It's a lot of money. But I was going to replace a term insurance that I had for almost 20 years. Okay? Within 3 days, I realized I made a mistake. I sent it to my existing brokers, and every one of them were down on the Knights, as if the Knights of Columbus Insurance was not even a real insurance company. I'm like, what? They said, Rock, let us bid on this. And they came back with legitimate big companies that are A++, whatever the ratings are. Knights of Columbus isn't even rated. Okay? And I'm like, oh my God, what do I do? Rock, did you sign the agreement? Yeah, but I got a grace period. I got a rejection that, no, you're not getting a refund. No, you missed the grace period. They offered me like $700 to go away. No way, man. I want a full refund. I got the emails that basically said, no, you got to talk to my broker. This guy wasn't even a broker. He was a independent contractor. Because at that time, my understanding is they weren't employees. How does it relate? It relates to my divorce, my second divorce. There's a clause in the MSA, and it's probably standard. It's called payment on death, POD, the POD clause. That means if you passed away as the breadwinner and paying alimony or child support, they are covered through your trust and through your assets. Dead or alive, they're going to get paid. The best thing to do is don't get insurance while you're married. Get it later when you want to cover your kids or cover your assets. Don't buy based on emotion. Buy based on facts. And that's what I did. My mistake was I should have went out and got multiple opportunities, talked to a real broker that represents multiple high-end insurance companies. Be really careful on the ratings. Don't go to your local sales guy, your neighbor, your brother. No. Go to a professional, and it's got the backing behind them. Big names. You got to go to big names, okay? Yeah, you might pay a premium, but at least they're going to pull through for you. Always check the company's rating. Document everything. Have these policies. These policies are important. Besides a copy, always scan them and keep them in your files and make sure your kids or your personal representative, your executor, has got this information. Always ask for documentation and get a second opinion. I say get 3 to 4 opinions. Update your beneficiaries after or during the divorce immediately. That's what I did. I had everything changed prior because she couldn't touch anything. I worked with my bankers. I worked with my estate planner. We had everything taken care of. She wasn't on these policies anyway. Legal. It's my will. It's my estate. Review how your policy ties into alimony, trust, or estates. That's what I'm doing right now. Now, if your ex insists on keeping a policy, give it to her. That's one of the assets. So let's say it's worth 20 grand. Okay? 20 grand? Give it to her. And you get the 20 grand. That's what you're going to trade for. You want to compromise? Compromise. Let them have it. Okay? Then you go out and get a real life insurance policy to protect you and your children and your beneficiaries. Okay? This is more than a financial mistake on my part. It was a lesson in blind trust. And for me, that trust ended at the bank. As soon as the bankers told me, Rock, you got to be careful, man. We're not going to badmouth them. You check them out yourself. I actually went to the Florida Insurance Committee. They wrote a letter. Knights of Columbus attorney sent me a letter. It's all bullshit. They just didn't want to pay. I sent what they call a demand letter. They probably threw it in the trash. They don't respond to people like me that are saying, hey, I'm questioning this. Just to give you a heads up, the agent, is no longer part of our church. What happened? I realize they're not legitimate. Be careful on life insurance. Life insurance is an asset, man. It's an asset. And you have a choice to keep it or not. Understand you have assets. Don't underestimate. When it comes to protecting your kids, your estate, and your future, you can't afford to be wrong. So this is enough for insurance. It's an asset. Let's get your own policy. Go to a legitimate agent, insurance agent. Always know the fine print. Know that shit. I'm not an expert at it. I go to the experts and ask the question, am I covered? And insurance is expensive. Yeah, God bless everybody. Talk to you soon.